Hi, and welcome back to Bounce Forward with me, Tiff. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders, past and present. Today, I'm answering questions all about exercising around kids. Not only exercising when you're pregnant, but how do you do it when you've got little people running around and they're demanding so much from you? So I hope today's questions and answers are super helpful for everyone out there, and make sure you reach out to me on Instagram at tiffhall_xo and send more questions through because I love answering them. From Ashley, I'm almost 11 weeks. What exercise programs are okay to do? Is there any exercise that should be avoided? Oh, Ashley, I know it can be so intense and really scary when you're pregnant. You're just not sure. So, where to start? It's important to exercise whilst you're pregnant because there are some key benefits. You've got improved cardiovascular health, so it really helps your fitness, controlled weight gain, you reduce discomfort and swelling, enhanced mood and you reduce your stress, increased energy levels, better sleep quality. There's a little bit of preparation for labor there. It trains your muscles and supports you to have a strong labor. Strengthening and conditioning exercises are particularly important for that. And reduce risk of gestational diabetes, really important as well. I can't talk to the benefits enough. Like, it is so important to move whilst you're pregnant, and you're doing a great job, let alone, the enhanced circulation and oxygen supply to the little bubba. So you really want to keep moving when you're pregnant and not be too scared. However, it's crucial that you prioritize your safety and you listen to your body, and you always consult with your healthcare provider, whoever that is. There is one golden rule, and that is if you didn't do something before you were pregnant, don't start it when you are pregnant. So I'm not really a CrossFit person, so it wouldn't be wise for me to start doing CrossFit movements at 11 weeks pregnant if I've never done them before, like big Olympic lifts. But there are women out there who have been doing CrossFit all their lives, and they do those huge Olympic lifts with the barbells, and they can continue to do them pregnant. Also, if you're not a runner, you've never run before, it is not wise to start running if you're 11 weeks pregnant. But if you have run, like I have all my life, then it's very safe to continue running into your pregnancy. So that's the one golden rule that I follow. I don't personally worry about heart rate. There's a lot of information out there about heart rate. Doctors want you to move. They want your heart to be exercised. You want to choose safe activities though. So you want to go low impact, nothing plyometric, nothing jumping. Okay, too much on the pelvic floor. And examples of low impact are walking, swimming, the stationary bike, and any sort of prenatal yoga and Pilates are fantastic for your pelvic floor and your core. I've got a fantastic program in TXO, which is high intensity interval Pilates. I'm actually, how pregnant am I in that? I'd be maybe 32 weeks or something like that. And I'm doing the videos with you really super pregnant. So it's very safe to follow along in those videos with me. Any activities that have a risk of you falling or any abdominal trauma, that's what you want to avoid. So no falling, no high contact sports, no high impact aerobics kind of stuff. Like I do taekwondo, which is full contact. I didn't do taekwondo when I was pregnant. You want to listen to your body. So if you're feeling dizzy, any discomfort, shortness of breath, any unusual symptoms, stop exercising straight away and call your healthcare provider. And you want to modify the intensity. So if you were active before pregnancy, you can continue to do what you did, but maybe you need to modify a little bit. Maybe if you're a runner, you're not running, the 5Ks you used to run, and maybe your splits are a bit slower. You just really want to modify and take the intensity out of the workouts. Stay hydrated, drink plenty of water before, during, and after the exercise. Avoid overheating, and you want to modify your position. So obviously nothing on your tummy, and you don't want to be doing anything on your back. Abdominal crunches or any sort of ab work on your back, you don't want to be doing. Any Pilates on your back, I would really advise, if you are pregnant, to get a good online trainer or a good personal trainer to help talk you through that. And then, of course, you don't want to ignore your pelvic floor. So including pelvic floor exercises is really important, and making sure that you're training the pelvic floor like any other muscle so that you're doing speed work and endurance. Then there's breathing that's really important, deep breathing exercises, prenatal classes you can join, which are great for you socially. And just remember that every pregnancy is unique. So I got really down in my pregnancy because I didn't have a lot of energy. I felt sick. I put on a lot of weight. It hurt to move, to be honest, because I was such a big unit. And I sort of fell out of love with exercise. And I was like, well, you know what? It's okay to also not do anything as intense as what you were doing and just take it easy. And so I actually had a really fantastic trainer, and we worked out together and we did the most gentle stuff. And sometimes I felt bad because I wasn't doing my regular training, but you have to get over that. It's just a time in your life where you really do have to focus on modifying and doing it for the boost in circulation and oxygen and endorphins and all that good stuff. You're not really going to hit any PBs pregnant. So take that out of your head. And I'd like to take this opportunity to let you know that we are actually launching Prego Mumbod, which is a pregnancy safe TXO program, very soon. So that's really exciting. It is a program just for you, and you'll love it. And just a little note on supplements. If you are training hard and you're usually taking supplements like a protein powder or something like that, or a pre-workout, just make sure that they are safe in pregnancy. There are pregnancy safe protein powders, but most of them are not. So I didn't take any supplements when I was pregnant. I ran everything past my healthcare provider. I made sure that everything was safe, but I didn't take any protein powders or any pre or post workouts or anything like that. So just make sure that they are safe. This question is from Shireen. As a mum of a toddler and a 4-month-old, I'm wanting to get my health and fitness back in order. I find I have good intentions and then the day runs away with itself. How did you find a routine rhythm that worked for you while juggling the needs of 2 little humans? Oh, look, Shireen, I wish I knew the answer to this, and I wish that there was something where I could just hand you a schedule and say, this is what I did. But I figured it out as I went. And for the first few months, 4-month-old, oh my goodness, you are in the hurt locker. There's not a lot that you can do when they're so little. You really are at their demand. So as Veda got a little older and she began to sleep through the night, that's when things started to change for me. And I joined the 5 a.m. club. That has been a real game changer for me because I could get something going before my kids got out of bed. It was out of the way. I didn't have the disruptions of work or anybody else's needs coming into mine. And it was that thing of win the morning and you win the day. I honestly felt so empowered doing exercise before the kids got up. I'd exercise, shower, get the kids up, and then it was all about getting Arnie to school and getting Veda organized for the day. And trying to avoid the all or nothing mindset that can be so poisonous at the beginning of like, oh, I didn't do this, so I might as well just throw out the whole day, eat whatever I want, try again tomorrow. But with exercising first thing, it sets that healthy intention for the entire day. You've got exercise satisfaction and there's no negotiating with yourself of like, oh, I'll do it later, or maybe I'll do it, after a nap or whatever. It just never happens. So I think it's really important because I put myself first at 5 a.m. It teaches everyone around me that I don't come second, and I find that my kids know I've done the exercise. That time is sacred for me. I just love the 5 a.m. club. If it works for you, try and make it happen. But in doing that, I had to work really hard in setting my children up with a routine that complemented some time for me as well. So that meant that they have the times that they nap and the times that they have their meals, and the day is set out with a certain structure that made them sort of sleep through the night and get up at 6. So we start our day at 6 and they sort of go to bed at 7. So that's how I sort of worked it out. And, some parents aren't routine parents, and I get that, and it might not work for you, but that's what worked for me. And my husband works early mornings, shift work with radio. He's on the radio in the morning. So he's up at 4:30 in the morning. So I don't have a partner at home in the mornings to get the kids up so that I can exercise. So for me, it was all about having to do it before they woke up. There are, of course, white flag days where I just surrender and it doesn't happen. The kids get sick. They're up through the night. They wake up early. I just think, I'm not going to get it done today. And then it's the power of a reset. And I just hit that reset button and I try again, maybe when Vader's having a nap or when my nanny comes over or when I can have some support to do that. But if I aim for 80% health ninja, 20% chaos ninja, it works pretty well for me. So routine is everything and discipline is everything. And everyone says, discipline, I don't like that word. It's a bit of a dirty word. It's hard, people say. But I see discipline as being freedom. It's the autopilot stuff that you don't think about. I just put my training gear on, put my runners on. I do a TXO workout at home or I get on the treadmill. I can't leave the house, obviously, because the kids are asleep. But I do something at home in my garage or whatever, and it just gets me through the day. So in terms of food then, let's talk about the food. I was trying to lose my baby weight and gain my fitness and my strength back at the same time. And so I was on a maintenance plan on TXO. There was a meal plan, but I wasn't really sticking to it strictly. I was using it for inspo because Vader was then on solids and I was trying to introduce really healthy food to her and lots of variety. And Arnold has become a little bit fussy with food. So I'm really trying to challenge him with healthy meals and some excitement in the kitchen. So for me, it's about whole foods. That's the number one thing. Cooking from home, whole foods, things that rot, shopping the perimeter of the supermarket, not a lot of preservatives, all the basics. And getting that routine of cooking and meal prep was really important. Whether I make like a red sauce at the beginning of the week or an egg frittata that I freeze and then I would do that throughout the week, or even just going to the shops and getting some really good quality meat and setting out a bit of a menu on a whiteboard on my fridge. That's kind of how I get through. But for me, I wasn't tracking calories and I wasn't counting calories and I wasn't trying to lose weight with numbers, as in the scales, food scales and the weight scales. I was really just focused on nutrients. And I love the saying that you shouldn't focus on calories, you should focus on nutrients, because especially when I was breastfeeding Vader in the beginning, I just couldn't get enough nutrients. I just wanted lots of colors. So I think if you pair it back to being really basic in that colors of food, whole foods, nutrients, that's a really great place to get started and to get your health back on track. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I love having your company and all of your questions. So please DM me on Instagram at tiffhall_XO and let me know what you'd like me to cover. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Speak soon. Happy days.